gone.
Start stream. Stream has been started. Let's see what we've got today. We've got an excellent connection, so that's good.
On the mic.
To the microphone. Oh yeah, that was my name in Uganda, microphone.
Nice.
Because the kids were like asking my name, and then I had obviously my camera with a microphone on it, and they're like, you know, what's this? What's this? What's this? And I said like, oh, this is a microphone, and they're like, oh, microphone. I said my name was Mikey, and they said, oh, microphone. And so that was like my, yo, what's up? Andres Asulu. Yeah, correct. Yeah, I thought that would get rid of the pee smell. You know how I told you it smelled like pee in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it didn't get rid of it, so
Well, I don't smell it.
that's good.
I didn't smell it.
That's good. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Oh. Half shaven today. I gotta go finish that. Josh, take it away, brother.
All right. Oh yeah, let me text my wife.
Let the people know.
Let the people scream. Let's get this. Let's get this in the chat in the Discord. We got a light 8 people today. I'll take this. Oh, it's still got that it's still got that what you call it thumbnail.
Oh yeah, the beautiful
Share, copy link into the Discord. What is up? Woo! Okay, let me go here. General. Boop, boop, boop. We live, boys. Cool. Oh, yeah, yes. I have to text my wife. Sorry, guys, you're getting some of the front end here. Starting live stream now. Start the clock. Hour and a half-ish. We've got 8 people. I don't want to do too much filler time. What's up? Do I need to go lower? Don't want to do too much filler time because I'm driving to our little Christmas destination. If you're traveling, let me know where you're traveling. No music today. I don't remember the reason, but Mikey gave me a very compelling reason. And it's also good because I won't stop. Hammer time. Here we go. And then I'll need to make sure that I'm putting all of this in the Discord. Sorry, Mikey just got back from Uganda with Paul Macbeth Foundation. They did a lot of cool stuff there. And we had a very big, like, what do you call it? Like post-op. 23 planes and all that. Where's this thing plugged into? Nowhere. I want it plugged into somewhere. So that I can do this without... maybe I can't. Maybe I can. Sorry. Form views without, okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna mix it. What up? Yo, Krev, I still got that, I still have that purple rimmed proxy for you. I set it aside. It's in my house. Choo! Okay, today I think we're gonna be using this bad boy. Ooh, I wanted one. I didn't buy one. Mikey got one as a gift to me. I'll just show you what we're working with. I haven't thrown this yet. Mikey loves this. And then, you know, in the era of burst and orbits and all that stuff, a white one is just nice to have. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to putting this bad boy in the bag. Whoa. Disc of the day there. It's not even overthrow disc. It's okay. Yeah. We support pros here. Speaking of, if you have not seen our latest video, which has been on for a couple weeks, the 2 lanes, You need to watch that. I need people to see that because other videos are going to be based around that concept. And we dropped it during Vlogmas, which is a tough time to drop something if you want views because everybody's doing it. But it is it's got black. It's blue. It's cool. 2 halos. Blue, darker blue, black. Yeah, feels good. I didn't like the other ones that were like blue and clear. Those looked really bad, and so I didn't pick one up. But yeah, here we go. 8 people, I believe. Let's get started. Let me know where you guys are traveling if you're traveling with family. All the people out there waiting tables and not getting off. I feel ya. Been there before. That sucks. But it gets better. One day you don't have to do that. But for a season, perhaps. Yeah, I remember like working Thanksgiving half days or all days just so you can make enough money for the month. Arizona. We got clinics coming up in Florida and potentially Atlanta. Early January, Atlanta. Mid to late January. Okay, what am I looking for here? This is it. This is the tab. Here we go. I did see that we get Worlds. Oh, you went to Stash. I thought you just like finish shaving halfway, so that this is all there. Or
I think I want to do permanent stash as long as I have this hat. Permanent stash.
Yeah, 2024 Worlds. We're gonna have to get rocking here on overthrow stuff. Oh, I already see somebody's issue. It's in the thumbnail here. But yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. It's nice when it's just right there.
Yeah.
Uganda was great. Mikey and I just had like a hour and a half conversation on post Uganda. Paul Beth stuff. I knew that too. You guys want to see me do a pull-up? No, I don't have time. But I bet you I could. Bet you I could do one. My delts are embarrassingly good today. I think my Audi does muscle shows. Name that show. Okay, we're going to start with Rick Ardito. iPad. It's a forehand. We're going to start off the day with a forehand. Let's see. What is our timestamp here? 8 minutes. Ooh. If I was like really worried about quality control, I'd be able to get right into this, but it's okay. Oh, I found out that I can add an ad. I was watching it. Anyways. Off track. I got to go because I got like a 6-hour drive. This guy throws pretty far. But here's the issue. This hip. Also, just so you know, I'm not worried about a time limit for people. I don't want to spend too long giving stuff. Oh, look at that. What's up, Rick? We're right here. But just the, I just want to make sure that the piece is there and then I cover the piece. Whether that takes 1 minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. The price you pay for this is not a time price. It's a fixed price. Yo, Rick, what up? So here is the issue, which happens a lot if people get a little too forward on this foot here, which I don't think yours is too far forward. But maybe this stride is a little too long for what you're doing. I'll show you what we need to do. So if you ever watch like the Ryan Sheldon forehand video, he talks about something that people think he and I disagree on, which we really don't. We're just looking at different steps. I fixate on this step right here, making sure that this foot is this way. Here, people think that he's talking about that. What he's really talking about is he wants to make sure, and I want to make sure as well, that right here, you see how far in front of your hip your elbow is? The distance between that, if the elbow gets way out in front of the hip, then that's where people start having injuries with their elbow injury. The elbow's going to get a little bit in front of the hip towards the end of the throw no matter what, but if we can reduce that gap and use the hip a little bit better, I'll show you. What we want is for this right hip to come forward and this left hip to come back so that they can rotate in place. But what happens with you is, check this out. The hip gets stuck back here, so this right hip never moves. So you have to throw with the arm when the hip stops moving, right? So you're here, boop. And so from here to here, it's all arm. So let me demonstrate. Oh, yes. There we go. Cool. Let's grab this. Grace here. Pretty disc. So, all right, if you're able to move here, Rick, I want you to set up this way. This is the prep step here. I want your elbow out here, and I want you on this right foot here. And then we can step and have this foot out. There's the other prep things that I'm not really worried about right now, but step out here. And so now we've got this motion that we can do. What I want you to do is I want you to keep your upper body spacing. So if you've got your prep, your arms across, and it's here, and your right hand's here, your right elbow's here. From here, I want you to get the disc moving forward because this hip goes, right? So we're going to do this here. So we're going to shift from our back to our front, and as we do that, this right hip's going forward. I'm not doing anything with my arm. I'm just getting disc from here to here with the rotation of the hips. And you'll notice the difference is this foot kind of, a small thing that is kind of a key here is this foot, as this hip goes forward, this is why people with decent forehand sometimes toe drag, right? Because they're getting that hip moving forward. But you should be able to do this and move it. If you need something, I like a pillow. Hello. Mikey, I found it. Not that pillow. Well, you can get a pillow to make sure that you're not changing the spacing at all. You need this. Right hip's going forward. Left hip is going back this way, right? If the left hip doesn't pull back as well, then you're coming around, right? Or you're jamming and going here. I fixed your problems. Here. Catch. Give that a whiff.
Whoa.
That's the issue. So yeah, here. Hopefully you can feel that difference. And then, once we get here, now the hand can pass. Right? But we get the hip going, and so, again, Ryan Sheldon's wanting to make sure that your elbow, by the point that you open up and your hips are forward, that your elbow is back behind, and then you go. You don't get this grace off of my hands. So that's what we need. Hips moving here, and then the hand. I definitely get some elbow pain after a good round of power forehand. But yeah. Yeah, hopefully you can try this wherever you're at. And you should be able to move without, you should be able to get the disc from almost all the way back here to all the way up to your hit. Almost. Without any hand. Without any arm. Super important. Yeah. Yeah, man. Just tell them, find some way to explain it off as a work project. Push in. Thanks for being here. Next. If you're here and I've got your form, give me a shout. I'm going to do this one next because the thumbnail was obvious. Let me show you. So I'm doing this one here that says DeWitt. You guys see the issue there? 4th from the left, 2nd from the right, top row. That's where we're getting. DeWitt. And that is at the, let's call it 16-minute mark. Okay, here we go. Disc golf dude in the house. Do I have your stuff? Or are you just saying hi? Here we go. Yep. We're going to get to that position. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Chill out there, brother. Oh my God. Duk, 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 duk. Here is the issue. Let's fix the footwork here. Right here. Hey, yeah. The pump is going with the correct foot. The pump is going... Sorry, I'm like reacting to chat. That looked really weird if you're not reading chat at the same time that I'm reacting to it. The hips too far back on this step here. So watch this. See, the hips are already turned back at this point. Let me compare you to... yeah. Use. Usar. Uso, Señor Simon Lisot. The new drapes. The drapes. There we go. So check out into this step here. Get back that way. We don't need all of Simon's walk up. We just need this part. Okay. Whoa, chill out, Josh. Whoop. There we go. Into this first right step that you're at. Boom. Let's note a few very key differences. Down. Trying to go top of the shoulder to top of the shoulder. Slide down. Simon, up, up. All right, this is really important because if you drop this right hip going into your X step, it makes it really easy to get your hips all the way back. You see how far Simon's back a little bit more than a lot of people with the hips here, but he's not as far back as you, right? So see where your hips are at, and your body's like corked this way. He's just got his body square up, right? So we need to work on that step. Demonstration. Is it dark in here?
You didn't move the mic, and so it's blurry. It's like trying to focus on the mic because it's like what center frame. There you go. See how it like changed?
Yep. Cool. Okay, so this step here.
Is it dark in here?
This step here, if you go here, and everyone can try this at home, if you go here and you drop this hip and go as far back, take as big of a step as you can. It makes it really easy to take a big step and to get these hips here, right? If we drop this, because now we're off balance, and now our foot wants to go really far back this way to catch us, right? Instead of that, let's go up with the hips here, and then during our cross step, we'll keep the hips up. Right? If you try to pop this hip up as high as you can on this right step, now go into your X step, and notice, go as far as you can with your X step. If you pop this hip up and keep this hip up, you cannot go that far. Right? Forces you to take a smaller step and to keep your hips from going backwards instead of where you're trying to go with your hips, which is drop the hip here. We're leaning over off balance this way, and then we're here, right? Or the way you compensate, like to stay forward, is you're like drop hip, but your body's twisted this way. This is not comfortable nor athletic. So we want to be here, and we don't need to coil anything in here. We don't need our body twisting, our core twisting, or anything right now. Right? We'll save that for after the X step. Yes, got it. Sometimes I feel it, and I'll just like stay in extra and like go the extra length so I can pop something. It's great. Torbjorn. Mikey looks like a young Freddie Mercury. Sings like a young Freddie Mercury, too. Real young Freddie.
I have no idea who that is, and so I have no idea whether or not to be like...
Freddie Mercury would be the lead singer of Queen.
I don't know who that is. I know who
you
Queen
do.
Is. I do know who Queen is, but I don't know what the lead singer looks like.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I don't know what the lead singer looks like, though. I've only heard their stuff.
Huh. Well, you would probably hate being compared to him. If I know you. Crazy vocals, for sure. Okay, who is next here? Oolong. Like the tea. Oh, yay. Hey, if you're in the Broward Disc Golf Club or you're in the Fort Lauderdale area, on your Facebook page, the masterclass sessions have just been posted by Kristen. Who'sthebomb.com. He's playing Brawl Stars for sure. Nope. Yes. I was thinking, I don't do Disc Golf Alley on my phone, so I thought maybe it could be Disc Golf Alley.
It probably would have been had. I don't know. There's a bunch of new stuff in Brawl Stars that I don't understand right now. Like there's a whole new little tab thing.
Oolong. 24-minute mark.
What's this Star Road thing?
Star Road? Show me.
Yeah.
Oh, you get these little things here.
Yeah.
And they let you unlock a character.
Dude, that's OP.
Yeah, so go to your rewards tab.
Yeah. There.
Yeah, you see all these little coins. Yeah.
Yo!
And then they have it for chromatic. And you get to pick, if they're like options, you get to pick which like legendary brawler you unlock and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm unlocking Crow right now. Dude, the Chester guy, I hate how they just put broken characters like that in the game. I mean, I understand that's how you make money, but you know. It's so annoying. Because I'm like, dude, the guy that you put into the game last season, who was broken then, doesn't even stand a chance against this new guy. Anyways, I hate seeing new characters because it's like they just make them so OP and they know that they're OP and they know that's going to get people to buy them or get the Brawl Pass at least. It's like, dude. stop doing that. I'll wait it out. Hey, this is Charlotte. Isn't it? Oh, you guys can't see that. Is this Nevin? Is that right? Hole 18 at Nevin. Or Hornet's Nest. Yeah, and then like finally when I get it after the brawl pass ends, it's nerfed, and I'm like, oh yes, I got this guy, and it's like, he sucks now. Hit the tree.
Did he?
He sent us this one. I love that. I love that. Doesn't even, he just knows he hit the tree and he's like, yep, this is it. I'm sending this one because it's accurate representation of my disc golf. Watch this. Oh, are you?
The tiny one?
Wait for it. Wait for it. Huzzah. I love that.
That's great.
Yep. Man, mad respect when you can put that one into the mix. Everyone wants like a decent one, especially if they're going to YouTube or whatever. But he's just like, this is me. Let me have it. So same thing here. Even though it's back view, we can tell that the hips are too far back. Here, and then what that causes is watch his lead foot and his hips right here. Whoop. Hiya. It's actually not as bad as it could be. We'll watch the hips. They're coiling back here. And then, oh, it's actually doesn't cause them to open up too much. But what it does cause is if you don't open up, you're left with a decision here. When your hips get too far back during this step, you have two choices. Open up the front hip and plant there, or don't open up the front hip and now stride way across your line. And so check out where the disc has to go. The disc has to go from here, and the basket is over here, right? So he's trying to throw like an Anheuser that goes here and flies this way, right? But his initial line out of his hand is that way. So now he traps the disc behind him because his hips were too far back in reference to that line right here. See here? Right, so he's, I'll demonstrate. Move the mic, the podcast mic. What?
What?
So, yeah, because he walks, maybe I'll go opposite this way. I'll show this way first. I've decided. I have spoken. Right, so if you go too far back here, you've got two options if I'm throwing this way, right? I've got two options. Most people do this. They go from here and they go whoosh, and they open up the hips, right? And we see this all the time, horse stance. Shout out Seabass. Right, horse stance, and then they're in line, and now, like, this is how they get the disc to where it needs to go, right? Other option is if you know that you shouldn't do that, then what happens is you end up staggering because it's like, okay, I'm not going to open up my hips. I know that's wrong, right? So instead what happens is if you don't open up the hips, you come over here, right? And you step way across. So again, if I'm throwing this way, if I go here and I get too far back here and my hips go backwards and I say, I'm not going to open the hips, that means I have to step over here, way across my line, and now the disc is behind me. And so then I end up shanking, right? What we want to do is we want to go here. Don't turn back during this step, just like I talked about the last one. And now when we go ahead and we do our reach back, our coil, the disc can stay here and we cannot open. And that's, now we get the benefits of not opening the hip. The thing that happens with people when they do this is they find that if these are the people who are like, I find that I do a lot better when I like step and stagger more. And so then they think, and I'm not saying that this is our boy here, but then they think, I'm Simon Lizotte, I need to stagger 1,000,000 miles. You're not Simon Lizotte, first. Second, the stagger here feels more powerful because you're not opening up your hips. But then you're actually losing in the end because now there's no space for the disc. So we've got to make sure that we walk up in the right direction here and don't turn our hips back during this step here, because then we run into that problem, right? So first, take it off of the course and learn how not to open your hips here. Pop this hip up, keep the hips from turning too far back with your, and just do 3-step is fine to start, right? And so it's basically the side step here. Side step here, pump the hip up. And then eventually what that will mean is on the course, instead of walking from where you started and then cutting left on your final step, you'll walk a bit more forward. So it'll look more like to hit the same line that you're hitting. If I'm trying to throw my Anheuser over here and have it coast down to that basket over there, we'll go here. The disc will stay over. And now we can hit and go. So that's how, oh, I need to have this here when I'm just chatting. So that's a perfect little blend there, because we go from the previous person who had the same issue, the form issue, and we get to see how it affected his line here. All right, I'll show you that one more time so you guys can see it in action here. Right, if we're looking normal, where would you kind of expect his foot to land? Right, and then whoa, it's like way over there. Right, is there a ideal stride length, or just kind of what feels comfortable and balanced? The stride length is dictated by how far you're throwing, because it depends on how much you're coiling. You stride only as far as you're coiling, basically. So for a shorter shot, it's going to be a smaller stride. Longer shot, you're going to coil more, so you're going to stride more. Already on the top row. Look at us go. Incredible. All these X-steppers, and I'm still trying to master stationary. Dude, mastering stationary is hard, but if you can get the rock in your stationary, it's much easier to feel on your mobile BlackBerry. Timestamp. Onward. Yo, Trash Panda Penny, bro. I never do anything with my skins in that game. I just collect them. I'm just sad every time because it looks like a new brawler.
Yeah.
When you get in a box, but it's just a new skin. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't care about cosmetics, obviously. Wait a second. Is this non-cowlick Josh? The lady that cut my hair, I think she like went super short on the cowlick, so didn't do it. I was like, good, go for it. It's better if you can learn a full coil and just change to shorter discs. That's a good start, I think. So, and then you can learn how to do less of that. There's a player on the Pro Tour that throws bombs that has an issue. Has an issue with that, but he cashed in Worlds, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, And Drew, I think, did the same thing. He just like learned max distance. So it's not bad if you learn to do that. Approach shots, I think, are different in the mind. So I don't have permission to give names, although I'm pretty sure he doesn't care, but I still don't have permission, so just in case. Just chatting? No, I don't want to do that. Calic, all my coaching power, it's gone. Wait, whoa. What is this? I'm not entirely sure, but... This looks like a vertical video. Professional opinion on this video, Mikey?
Yikes. The vertical video was...
Yikes.
Looks like you're gonna have to zoom in, huh?
Yep, I don't even know if we can do this vertical video. Guess we're gonna have to try. Okay. So we've got nice fundamental things happening here. The swing up here, up through the X step, and now he's coming down with the hips. I would love to see a couple things. One, stay loose with the arm. Super loose with the arm. I see you're pouring the coffee. No issue there. But make sure the rest of the arm's loose. Let the disc curl here. So two things. Arm loose. Second thing, tilt. Whoa, the bottom of this looks sick.
Oh, yes. That is so sick.
So this needs to be loose. This needs to be loose so the disc can come into the pocket here, curled, and then whip out. You don't have speed of the hand if this is tight, right? So get loose. Second thing, tilt. I'd like to see a little more bend at the knees, a little more bend at the waist here, especially. You're very upright, which is going to compromise the pocket, compromise power. So we're going to get over here. And now you can stay here. We get more space for the disc to come inside here with the tilt. More space is a good thing, longer swing. And we can keep our line better without like changing how the elbow and all that interacts with the body. So we're here, good tilt, that's bend at the waist, and now you can go out and then learn to adjust the angle and what you have to do to get from here to here with forearm adjustments to get to your nose down angle. And I like a little bit of the bottom of the disc showing back here. Keeps the arm nice and loose to come in, and then you flip that nose angle back down like that. You're certainly able to pour the coffee if you like, but get tilt, learn to throw with tilt, and then adjust your angles as you go. Does the tilt not lead to hyzer release? No. It does not necessarily create a hyzer release. For example, here's tilt with an anhyzer release. That's not optimal for me right there to turn it all the way there. Doesn't feel optimal, doesn't feel loose, but an anhyzer release just has less tilt. It doesn't have negative tilt for an Anheuser release. This would be like a roller angle here, right? So this is extreme. This is an extreme type of angle, or overstable, like really overstable disc, right? But Anheuser can be accomplished here. And you know what? Let me show you. Area. iPad transfer. This is the one I want. Not that slow, Josh. Boop, boop. 450-foot Anheuser here. Bend at the waist, right shoulder. Drop below the left. Simon Lizotte, folks. This allows him to use ground forces and all that scientific stuff that my compatriots enjoy talking about. I do too. But yeah, here. Right, and then he swings up. Boom. And of course the shoulder goes up here. The hand continuing to go up, and then into the follow through later the arm comes down. Right? So it's an upward swing with an Anheuser angle. And the tilt allows us to swing upward, which is really important because if you swing downward with the shoulders, now you're also going to be swinging nose up. Because Dakota clipped this. Microphone out of the way. All right, so if your shoulder, right shoulder starts high here for your Anheuser angle, it's got nowhere to go, right? It can stay level or it can drop. If your shoulder starts high, unless you're like this, it's going to go level or drop. The most natural thing to do is from back here for it to drop down. And if you start dropping down and throwing down with an Anheuser, it's going to turf. So what does your hand do? It says, I got you, homie. Instead of that, I'll just throw nose up and we'll avoid the ground. We're all good to go, right? And then what happens is you throw Anheisers like this and you go like this and you throw nose up so the disc goes pew like that. Instead of being able to throw through the shot and swinging up on an upward angle, and now you can throw nose down and forward. More importantly, so now you get an overstable disc and goes pushes. More info and demonstration on that on our swing plane video, like the second half of that video. What is the primary function of creating space? Is it to get the back muscles involved? No, not necessarily. Or is it better fulcrum or more snap? More space, longer runway, faster car. Short runway, shorter car. Slower car, right? If I ask you to jump as high as possible, you're going to get a little bit of a run up. So, more space, more room to accelerate. Too much space, and then you're accelerating for too long, and then you're not actually accelerating as fast as you can. So there is kind of like a sweet spot. Just about 180 degrees of coil. Onward. Is it possible to throw the disc nose down when throwing up a hill? Yes. Nose up when throwing downhill? Yes. Hey, I'm gonna insert a feature here. Sorry, not sorry.
What did you do?
Insert an ad.
I don't think it
It
does it
does.
immediately. Does it? Does it right now?
Yep, I was on Nick and Matt, and Matt did that, and I got sent to an ad, and I was like, "Yo, is this how this works?" So, but people who have, so now I get to talk to people who just have YouTube Premium because they don't get to an ad. So this is your time to shine. I wonder if it's going to tell me when the ad ends. But I wanted to try it this stream and see what happened. Sorry, Merry Christmas. Yeah. Torbjorn said, bruh. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate that. All 50 cents of that. Got to make that money. There we go. Sorry, Torbjorn.
Sorry, Torbjorn.
Oh, this might be just a touch too... Oh, it's one time. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. Same deal that we were working with earlier, right here. Right hip already back in the X step. So two options. Either it opens up as it strides forward, or he doesn't open the hips up and then his stagger is absolutely ridiculous and he comes across his line. Right? So if it opens up as you go forward, he'll collapse pocket. Let's see what he does. Hips. Notice where the hips are at. Is this way. He did half and half. But look at how severe the stagger is. And then he does slight opening right here. So here we go. Pocket collapse imminent. Whoa. I lied? Oh, he just throws really far out to the right with it. That's an option too. Just change your line at the end, I guess. Also, by the way, I just want to put this out there. If you have ad blocker on, you are like, I don't understand that.
What type of ad blocker?
I don't know, like, what would ad block here. And I'm not saying anybody's doing it in our thing, but when people are like in Reddit, I see it, like, oh, ads, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, I've had an ad, like, you don't just have ad blocker on. I've had ad blocker on since 2008.
Oh,
and it's like...
Not YouTube. There's no such thing as ad blocker on YouTube.
No, there is.
No, yeah, I promise you there's not.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. Ad blocker is for, like website ads. I've had that for a long time as well.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I promise, dude, it doesn't do it.
Okay.
Otherwise, all my ads would have been blocked all the time.
Well, why would you do that as a content creator?
Listen, it's the only... you can't block YouTube ads. It's impossible. That's literally impossible.
Ad blocker works on YouTube. Yes, I'm pretty sure you're wrong. But also, like, why would you want to do that to the people that you're watching? Premium's a great option too.
There's no way that ad blocker works on YouTube because there's just no way.
So let me talk about two things here. So we'll talk about the hips, and then I'll hit on your nose angle here. Let's talk nose angle first. Anyways, support your streamers. Don't block their ads on YouTube. The least you could do is skip an ad for them and give them however much money for their ad revenue. It's my thing. I speak on behalf of streamers and content creators.
Dude, I can't believe that. You're right. That's insane.
Yeah. So first off, nose angle. we'll work from here with our palm slightly down, and then flip the palm up here. And this little flipping of the palm up out of the pocket like this is how you get nose down. Right now, you're just kind of keeping it the same, right? Which defaults to a nose up angle. That's first thing. Second thing. Second thing, we've already talked about this, but don't hop up here. Don't hop up and go back here like this. Instead, you can pump forward with the cross step or as this right hip goes up, right? And you've got like a little bit of a pump action going, so let's use it to keep our hips from closing back too early. So when you go right step here, I like to see that the hand starts going with this up hip. So if we go up with the hip, I want the hand to go forward and up. And then now, since we're coiling back, the hand, the disc, and the hips, shoulders, all that go back. So up here with the pump and with the hip. Up, and then coil, and you can go back. Right, and I take out, right now your hop is kind of hurting you a little bit. You want the swing without the hop. And Ace at Disc Golf has a really good video on this. It's like the hidden crow hop. He says when people don't do it, when they don't do it, it's like, it's kind of in here with this up swing of the hip. And then there. But right now it's kind of messing you up. And you're going back and hopping up. Hips going back. Instead, forward, swing up, back, and then go. Also, there's this really interesting thing about this topic, by the way. I've seen people do, I've seen people say, I use ad blocker, but I support them on Patreon. And I'm like, I don't even know. That just breaks my mind. I'm like, I guess we're cool with that.
Yep.
Like, the heart's there. You just don't want to watch ads. You're going to support them on Patreon. But that's a lot of channels to support on Patreon. At that point, you might as well just do YouTube Premium. Huh? But anyways. But yeah. Yeah, I just can't imagine somebody like talking to me and be like, yeah, I watch all your videos and I have ad blocker. It's like, it's just like a slap in the face.
Well, I didn't even know ad blocking YouTube was even possible until today. Definitely not possible on your phone, so it's just a browser thing. There is no ad blocker on your phone. Maybe for Android, but definitely not for iPhone.
Oh, Dave said it. There's a YouTube ad blocker. I do it to conserve bandwidth. Meanwhile, I am supporting your Patreon. It's like, whoa. That's the thing that breaks my... I'm like, dude, that makes sense. Like, I can see that. Do you not get ad revenue from premium accounts? YouTube Premium, we do... I don't know how all that works, but I think it takes into consideration how much of...
Watch our channel.
Yeah, like your watch time goes to our channel, and then they, like, divvy it up or something. Yep, so premium accounts do that. I think maybe it's even more with premium accounts. And I'm not saying this to be like, yo, give us more stuff. I like to challenge people's mindsets. So, yeah, I just like to challenge people's mindsets. It's like, is that being considerate? It's like, is it that much? So anyways. Okay. Yeah, if you aren't premium and you're not subscribed to our highest tier, you hate us. That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, yeah. Nope. Got it. 55. Just to get you thinking. That's what I do. I just challenge everything in life. Yeah? Is form really like that? Hello? Oh, it's because I was using that thing. But yeah. Choo. Choo. Love the tongue out. There was a study that said that people, or there was another coach I was reading who started encouraging his students to have their tongue out. Because if you have your tongue out, you're relaxed. And so, like, when you see athletes and they're like, you know, Jordan or whatever, and they've got their tongue out, it's a visualization of how relaxed they are. So, if you're putting or something, try to. And I always notice when I'm like really good at putting, my lips, I like keep licking my lips. I haven't had that too much recently because I'm trash. I just did hit. Well, anyways, that's just gloating. So it's good. Okay, acceptable. So what do we notice? Right, pretty good, right? We're all pretty happy with this. A lot of us would be like, give me this form right now and take my money. Right? So what's lacking here? Or what do we say we want? Yes. We want tilt. We want tilt. Here he's very upright, isn't he? For a slight hyzer out of the hand, very upright. The other thing is, look where his release is. Boom. It's coming way in front of his body. You see how far forward his shoulders went? They're here, right? Part of that is because he's standing up. Right, so this is mostly a tilt issue. People just start unsubscribing because they're like ad blocking. They're like, you're never going to get any more ad revenue from me ever. It's like, it's all good, bro. But yeah, we want more tilt here for a couple reasons. So first, more space, right? More space for the disc to travel. The other thing is over here, we can actually hit our release point here. If we come through here, this is a super common issue. I myself have this issue often. But from here, it's really easy to want to stand up, right? And turn and stand up right here. And then that pulls your release point. Now, your body waits for the disc to get here, and then you throw out this way, and it's like a big hyzer angle, right? And it's very right. It's a big shank. Right, so we need to stay over at our hit here. And it also helps us with our balance at the end. If we come upright, we're going to come past it too much because now we're not able to swing up and have the hip go upward. So it's going to go somewhere. If we go here and we're too upright, now our energy is going to go here, and it's either going to go around or it's going to go over, and then we're going to step. Right? So instead of this, we're going to take this. And you know what? Plug for a great visualization of this. Hina, however you say her last name, Blomroos. I probably got it one of those times, right? Had to have. But henna is a great, easy way to see this. And on Hannah Macbeth's channel, I was just watching this video yesterday or the day before. Hannah Macbeth's most recent video has Evelina and henna in there. So, and it's got Paul, but we don't need to see him. Right? It's all about henna. So henna does a crazy good job of this. And it's just really easy to visualize. So go watch that video and like pause and use, if you didn't know, you can go frame by frame in a video on you can't do it on your phone, but you can slow it down to 0.25 speed on the tools. So playback speed 0.25 on your phone or on some kind of mobile device. And then turn down the volume or else it gets really annoying. But just go and frame by frame that crap and get that in your visual. All right. And then if you're on a computer, you got a keyboard, it's the period and the comma keys will frame by frame you forward and backwards. Period and comma keys. So pause, period and comma keys.
Hey Josh, what do you want from Chick-fil-A? My wife's picking it up.
I'll take a chicken sandwich, no tomatoes.
Oh, so a deluxe chicken sandwich then, no tomatoes?
Yes. Yummy. So anyways, that's a great video.
You want like a meal?
Sauces or whatever. Yeah.
And what to drink?
Diet Coke, no ice. Diet Dr. Pepper, whatever they got. Diet something. So yeah, watch that video.
Diet
Watch
Coke,
henna.
No ice or Diet Dr. Pepper? I don't think they had Diet Dr. Pepper.
Either way, diet something, no ice. Yeah, twirly bird. Get some tilt in that twirly bird and it's nice. Loose. But yeah. Anyways, that's a great video to go to. A great resource. There's so many like hidden gems in content creator stuff. Yeah. And they'll just drop like little knowledge bombs here and there. So that video's no different. It's a good place to go until we get slow-mo. Not we. Somebody else is probably going to do that, but until there's slow-mo of all the pros. Huzzah. Okay. This is at the 103 timestamp. iPad. Just gonna click into slow-mo or not? Nope. A frame by... Oh, drop hip here. Watch it happen. You can tell that the hips are dropping in this way. Right? It makes it really... Let's just see what happens. Yep.
Is there another backhand masterclass?
Yep.
Okay, good.
That's gonna be the Fort Lauderdale one.
Just making sure. I saw that and I was like, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody just signed up for this thing like so late.
Well, they can't. That one packed out. Brian Earhart and I did clinics in Charlotte last weekend. Went very well. Super fun. Brian and I mean, it's just fun. It's just fun. We birds of a feather. For me, it's not the length of the X step that prevents the drop hip. It's the raised hip that prevents the longer X step. Right? So here. Also no tilt, right? So I would work through this. I would work on getting here, balanced between your legs, right? Balance is a huge deal here. Right, so balanced, on the inside of your legs. You want to make sure that you're not ever, like when you go here, you don't want to go over top of this leg. The weight on the, you can have weight on the leg and be unbalanced, right? But we want the weight on the inside of the legs, forward, more towards the toes, on the inside of the feet. So for here, let me go step prior to the X step, and we're going to lift this hip as we go into the X step. So we're going to go up and cross. Notice my weight still, I'm still balanced inside of this frame. You should be able to do every step here, slow motion without falling over, right? Which would not happen if we were at this point in our, if he was at this point in his walk up, right here. He can't stop here, right? You can't stop. If you're here, you can't stop here, balanced on your heel. Doesn't work that way, right? So we need to learn how to walk in a balanced manner. Good tilt over it. Loop Ghost says nose over toes. I like to feel like I'm peering over a cliff, right? So forward like that, weights off the heels here. And now we go. You should be 6 inches shorter because of the bend in your knees. So we step with our right. We're going to lift this up. We're still here. Notice how I can stop here. Weight's still inside of my frame. Here. Still inside of the frame. Right? Everything kind of on the toes. Balance moving. Right now what's happening is this hip is dropping. Here, the weight is back towards the heels. And if you pull your weight all the way towards your heel during your X step here, so activity, toes coming up, and now do your X. You're going to fall backwards this way, and you're going to have a long step because now your balance is pulling you this way, right? And this step is to catch you, to keep you from falling. Your body generally does not like to fall on its face. So this is preventing that, right? But if we stay here and over and go as over as you can and as forward onto your toes as you can without falling forward, and try to do this same step, there's no reason that it wants to come this way, right? So here, boom, here's our side cross step, and now our final step, boom, right? So this is where that tilt and that balance comes in, right? And that'll keep you from going. Drop here, weights back towards the heel, and now this step here, which now we have to do a fall and a catch step, which is why your toes coming up, because your balance is off. So here, over it, toes, space created here. So practice that. Get really, really, really good at that. Fundamental motion.
Not Hannah, Henna.
Hannah is great, but Henna is world class at that. So yeah, Henna keeps the tilt all the way through the throw. Or as you would say, the tro. I never fix that with, I have some like students from Sweden. And yeah, everything was tro. It was like, yeah, through the tro, over tro. And I'm like not correcting it. And I usually correct stuff with people who are working on their English. But it was just so fun I couldn't. Pretend you're sidestepping over a log with your forward hip. You don't want the foot to come up that high. Over a log with your forward hip. Yeah, you're not like lifting the leg. You're swinging the hip up, but you want to be over it when you do it. Last one. My wife has got an extra time to pack. Yeah, only 8, which means the next one's going to hurt. The next one's going to be so long. But hey, it'll just go so long that we'll just bring in the new year. We'll start at normal time. It'll go 10 hours, and we'll bring in the new year on someone's crappy form. Which, by the way, I said stuff in the Brian Earhart deal, and it's just like, yeah, and if this wasn't your issue, then or like if this is an issue for you, you probably wouldn't be here taking this class. And then Brian was like, bro, that is just brutal. And people are like, ugh. And I'm like, but you know what? When you're trying to fix your form, you just got to be brutal like that. Like every pro knows what the issues are, and that lets you like know to work on it. If you're like, yeah, my form's not that bad, well, you're not going to work on it. So it's important to be very objective, even if it comes off as brutal sometimes with your own stuff. And for me, I just got to do that with everybody. I don't have to. I could be like, oh, this is great form, but you wouldn't get better. Loose, my friend. There are a couple things I would work on, but first, let's get this pocket and all this figured out. You see how your hand is leading the disc? So now you have to kind of open your shoulders up a little bit more. More tilt, like we were talking about. Oh yeah, Krev. I mean, you're the most literal person I've ever met is like just a realization thing. It's not an issue. You just got to know how you operate so that you can fix your stuff. That's the thing is most really good athletes have such a high level of self-awareness when it comes to how they learn athletic movements and what's wrong, that's how they fix stuff. It's like it's an insane amount of self-awareness. So it's really interesting if you watch like post-match interviews with tennis players that an interviewer will be like, so second set, you were up 5-2. What happened? Well, yeah, at 4, in the 5th game, we were at 30 all, and I hit this serve to this spot, and he hit this, and they just like spout stuff off. And it's like, whoa. And it's like, yeah, I made too many mistakes here, made too many mistakes here. Like they know they've got short-term memory in the moment to be able to attack the next point, but they're very self-aware of what lost them the match. And that's how, next practice session, you get into it and it's like, this is what lost it for me. I need to clean this up. I need to work on this. Yeah. So can't be blind to it if you want to improve it quickly. Same thing on the course. You can't just miss 3 putts left in a row. You can. I've done it. I do it. But like, first one misses left. Okay. Second one misses left. Okay, let's miss one right. It's a self-awareness thing. So more tilt so we can swing up, but I'm more interested in where this upper body is at. Yeah, and it's something you practice and learn to be better. You learn to be more self-aware. Maybe you don't recognize it in the moment, but as you move through things, like Paul is making adjustments during the round. That's a self-awareness thing. It's not I forgot about my last putt entirely. I don't even know how I missed it. It's like, no, he knows how he's missing putts. And you hear him saying like, dude, you cannot leave that short today. Like, you cannot leave that short. So, yeah. And then he starts draining them. So, anywho, adjustments. So more tilt, like we were just talking about. You can go back and see what I was talking about with the previous person or the previous people. But also from here, I want you to start like this, put the disc kind of mid-chest here. Keep this loose. And then I want you to wrap your hands kind of around the back side of the disc here. You see how you see this little sliver of blue right here? I'm going to recommend you have it kind of there. Right? So this is a little wider. You know, Boxer Drill 2.0, this is a little wider than originally I would have said. Some people are kind of here. But from here you feel, okay, there's some wrist curl here. And from here we've got this whip out motion. Right? So I want to work on the pathing of the disc from your backswing here, which you're going to start doing with tilt, with a bend. And so go into your backswing here, and go from here, you're kind of pumping this out here. That's unnecessary. Keep this loose. Keep the hand comfortably pronated. That's with the palm slightly down. And then from there, into the pocket, and you need to get in the same position that we just did with the left hand holding the disc. Now our right hand comes around, right? Need to get here. So from here, so memorize this position first. Memorize. Okay, this is how it feels. This is what it looks like. Memorize, memorize, memorize. Get your tilt, backswing, boom, go to the place that you memorized. Work on this, getting from here to here. Okay, cool. Wrist bent but loose. Here to here. And then out. Like that. Out. Out here with the tilt to that 10 o'clock kind of body position, 10 or 11 o'clock body position here, with the right shoulder being here. So we're going back to space. We're not going from here to here. We're going here to here. That's the motion I'd like for you to work on. Keeping it loose. Boom. Just chatting. Need to bring this mic up. Sorry, I'm organizing logistics. I'm sure this makes for great viewing. Be like 7 or 8 by the time I get to where I need to go tonight. Yeah, Roger retiring, not going to be the same. You just, that's one of those players, like, you're never going to get to watch someone like that again. So, but we got up-and-coming players. It's a very physical game right now. Very fast, hard-hitting. So, but you've got Kyrgios and Tsitsipas that bring in finesse. So, yeah. All right, guys. When are you leaving?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. If you got orders that you want off of our site, you better
get them now.
get them in now, because or you're gonna have to wait on the fulfillment. So, yep. Just peeking through the iPad here. We got some cool stuff coming up videos wise. We're gonna drop all our videos basically at the end of December. So, you do need another A3. get that set up. Well, just message Mikey. Plus, I've got that purple proxy, like I said. Anyways, message Mikey. He can probably drop it somewhere, or you can pick rendezvous with him today, maybe. Who knows? Anyways, message Mikey, and you guys can solve all that. That's Krev.
Krevy.
Needs a stiff. Cool. Also on our Instagram, we want to see cool dies. I just thought of this. We're gonna put up a bunch of cool dies on our Instagram, kind of around Christmas time or leading up. So, oh yeah, that's right. You're not even in town. Never mind. Just order through the website then. But yeah, so go over to our Instagram if you want to see some sick dies go up in a couple days. Plus, we have a bunch of shorter form content. If you haven't seen all the videos, or like most people need to refresh the concepts in their mind and see it more than once, it's a good way to get a steady stream of reminders. All right, guys. We peacing. Me and Kristen here. We're going to go. Bye. We will see you on the 31st for our next Form Reviews live stream.
Yeah.
So, peace out. You guys are the best. Shout out Arby's. Bleep.